You know you need to get some music for your podcast to make it sound interesting and be engaging for your listeners, but where and what type do you need? What the heck is Creative Commons? What's royalty free? Are there free options or do I have to pay for this? In this video, we're going to answer all of those questions and more so you're prepared to get royalty free music for your podcast. Let's dive in. Okay, first to start, I think we need to define the three different categories of music that we potentially could use for our podcast. The first is called public domain, right? These are open to everyone and are kind of generally accepted to be able to use for personal or commercial purposes, which your podcast would fall under. So things that are considered in the public domain are free for you to use. Something to watch out for with public domain music is the rules for this vary by country. So as podcasting is an international worldwide medium and your show will be downloaded in almost every country, just be aware there might be some gotchas for you in public domain music across different countries. So probably not the best option. The next is Creative Commons. Creative Commons is kind of a middle ground where it might be that you have to give attribution to the artist. You might have to mention them every time you record a podcast episode. There's a couple of different formats of Creative Commons, so it's really important that you read the fine print and really understand how you need to attribute the content in your podcast back to the artist, whether you need to at all, whether it has to be in the audio, whether it can be like in the show notes, just really important. This is again kind of a middle ground. By far the best for podcasting is going to be what we call royalty-free music. These are entirely free for you to use in your podcast as much as you want to. You don't have to pay any sort of licensing or royalty fees, and you don't have to attribute this back to the artist in any way. There are options that we'll go through in a minute for free and paid libraries for royalty-free music, but the important thing is once you get those tracks, you can do whatever you want with them. You can use them on your podcast, you can use them in advertisements or videos or YouTube channels like this, and this is really the way to go. I think it's important to just go ahead and grab the royalty-free license, and then you can use this without worry and without having to attribute it to anybody as you go along. Okay, let's dive into the royalty-free music options that we love. First up on the list is Syncly Music. Syncly offers a wide range of high-quality music from hugely talented and international composers. All the music here can be customized, meaning you can adjust the speed of the track and even remove instruments to change the mood and sound to your liking. It's great to make this music really unique and customized for your podcast. Next up on the list is Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle has a huge selection of tracks from a big community of creators. The music quality is reasonable and consistent, making it an easy place to find typical styles, but not so good for interesting or unusual tracks that'll really make your podcast stand out. Average price per track is on the low side, but it's worth checking out. Audio Jungle also has sound effects you can use for your podcast as bumpers. Next on the list is Premium Beat. Premium Beat has a good selection of generally high quality tracks. Like Audio Jungle, they leads toward corporate use, so you might not find anything too far from the typical sound here, but licensing is simple, and they offer just two options. You can buy a single track for somewhere around $49. They also offer a subscription for unlimited downloads. Next on the list is Audio Network. Audio Network is an excellent collection of music in a whole bunch of different styles, from pop to orchestra. There's something here for everyone, so if you're looking for something really unique for your podcast, check out Audio Network. They have licensing on a per track basis, so if you're only looking for one piece of music, this might be a good fit for you. Next up on the list is Soundstripe. Soundstripe has a good selection of music that leans more towards the pop tracks, mostly electronic and folk, for marketing and corporate use. So if you're wanting something a little peppy and upbeat and unique, this might be worth checking out. You have an option to subscribe on a monthly or annual basis, so if you're going to be getting a lot of music, this might be a good option for you. Right now, they have about 35,000 sound effects as well, so if you're looking for a wide variety of music, check out Soundstripe. Next up is MusicBed. MusicBed has a premium selection of music from a roster of artists and composers who often are signed to record labels. These tracks are usually more pop and rock oriented than score, orchestra, or instrumental, but they're super high quality. They offer subscription plans, single song licenses, and even custom music if you'd like to order some. The music library we use here at Castos is called AudioBlocks. AudioBlocks offers a monthly or annual subscription. Their mid and top tier plans include sound effects and video as well. So if you're looking for a one-stop shop, this might be it. Another great option is Artlist. Artlist is a paid subscription-only library with a range of music, mostly in a pop style, and a catalog of sound effects at a small additional cost. They only offer one type of license that is intended for video use, so it's a great option for video podcasters. Epidemic Sound is one you've probably seen mentioned in a lot of YouTube videos. It's a really popular, really high quality library. library. Currently, they have over 30,000 tracks to choose from. They also include sound effects and dedicated tracks just for podcasts. Next up is Silverman Sound Studios. Silverman Sound Studios is a great collection of tracks by one composer named Shane Ivers. He offers all his music for podcasts completely free under the Attribution No Derivatives 4.0 International Creative Commons license, which means as long as you give him credit for your podcast, the music can be used even in a commercial context, meaning even if you monetize your podcast. You can also pay a small fee and forego the need to credit the composer. If you're looking for a great free option, Free Music Archive might be worth looking into. Free Music Archive provides music under various Creative Commons licenses. Don't assume all the tracks on the site are free to use in a podcast. They might not be. Pay close attention to the Creative Commons licensing rules before you use this for your show. Last on the list is Sound Bible. Sound Bible is a free option that gives you access to a range of the most common sound effects under Creative Commons license. So if you're looking for some interesting sound effects to really jazz up and make your podcast more interesting, this might be worth looking into. Hope that's helpful to talk through the different licensing options that you want to look at when considering music for your podcast, as well as about a dozen different options, free and paid, Creative Commons and royalty free, for your podcast to get music and sound effects for audio or video. I hope this helps make your podcast more dynamic and interesting and engaging for your listeners. If you have any comments about things we've missed, please drop it in below here. And as always, if you're enjoying the channel, please like and subscribe. It sends a lot of great signals to YouTube for us to be able to continue to provide awesome content like this for podcasters everywhere. We'll see you next time.